Hello ladies and gentlemen, Steve Woody here, Undisputed Noob, and in this video I'm going to be showing you, after my recent Husker guide in a 7.29 patch, I'm going to show you a live gameplay. So this is a replay of a game that happened just a little while ago, about an hour ago now, and I'm going to show you from my perspective.
Everybody get set.
Okay, here we go. So this is from my perspective.
I don't always wear a saddlebag, but when I do, I put this one in it. Offer
There we go.
accepted. I shall honor your name.
So I've started the game with a bracer and a set of tangos. I'm assuming that I'm mid against an IO at this point, although I actually don't know. Is the problem when you're in a 1 to 2k bracket, you don't always know who you're going to be up against, or what you're going to need. But I'm assuming at the moment we've got a sniper support, we have a PA carrier, a Wraith King offlane, and a Trent. So, not really thinking much about the team at the moment. The PA, I'm assuming is going to go Battle Fury and not straight Desolator. Sniper support is always hit and miss, a bit like any sniper really. And yeah, I know that we need to end the game pretty quick because I don't like the idea of a Centaur late game. Pudge scales well if he gets kills or if he's in a vicinity, and Spec is also quite scary. I don't like any of those heroes late game. I don't know. It depends on PA, I suppose, but yeah. I mean, at this stage, I'm kind of watching what's happening. I've picked up the other rune. I'm coming across.
Had to happen.
I'm pretty sure that it's now IO mid. Okay, so now we're mid. I'm not really worried about anything that IO does in the early stages. I'm only focused really on hitting the creeps when I can, denying them when I can, and harassing if I can't do any of those two things. Now, I don't know how good the IO player is. I don't want to make any assumptions. But something that I did learn and I was taught was something called gesturing. And gesturing is where you gesture that you're going to attack, and you walk towards the enemy. You walk past your creeps to the enemy, making it think you're going to attack them to make them back off, and in the process making them miss hitting a creep. See, he's focused on me at the moment. He's not even focused on his own creeps. I'm happy with that. I'm just standing there because I would rather him hit me than hit his creeps. I just want to get these early levels. So I know that because I've got my first point in my Berserker's Blood, I can heal. I'm quite confident with that. And so right now at this stage, I don't mind being too low. I use that because I think that he's going to go for the creep. I use it to secure the range creep and also push the lane out a little bit. I'm quite happy to do that. I want to get him out of the way. So I'm 7 to 4 to 5 to 1 at the moment, so not in a bad position. And now I can get a few little hits onto the IO. Now, IO's normally quite good with regen. I'm not going to look to kill him at this early stage. I'm not putting any damage on him. I've got no burning spears. My only focus right now is making sure that I last hit. I'm trying to make sure that I deny him the ability to hit his own creeps whilst making sure I catch mine, which is why I'm 12 and 5. And he is 8 and 1. So at the stage I'm actually winning the lane. And I feel comfortable enough to get some regen and go and take the rune. Now, I'm assuming he might go for a bottle. And so contesting the runes is a good thing. I could have probably here, which would have been better for me, is check his items to see what he has. I haven't done that. And that is a mistake on my part. I just checked that you got a rune, which he did. Okay, now at this stage I'm focusing on this is the biggest step, and we talked about this in my guide, getting the Helm of the Iron Will, which is 925 gold. So that kind of gap to 925 gold this is the biggest period. And it's also the period when the mid laner is probably not going to kill you and you're not going to kill them at this stage. So it should just be a case of farming. Luckily for me, the IO has decided to disappear. I can see at this stage gone to the jungle. So he's already given up with the lane, doesn't want to fight anymore. And I'm also aware that the Warlock is on a 7 win streak and pretty much owning our offlane at the moment. So a little bit concerned about the Warlock, and try to put some pressure on the mid lane just to get the IO out of the jungle. At this stage, I know that IO can jungle quite well. I don't really want him to. He's actually gone back to base at the moment, so he's wasting time, which is okay. I don't mind that, but you know, I know he's going to TP mid, or he's going to TP down here. So this is the point where I'm starting to think, do I get a kill? Because if IO TP's mid and I kill him, he's then got to walk back. It's going to waste even more of his time.
Mid tower won't last much longer.
And he's just TP'd and I can hear him right now. And so right now I'm starting to think, I've got my burning spears. This is a great opportunity for me to try and get a kill on him. So I walk up, start harassing him. And at the moment I want to try and just wear him down. If I do get my level 6 and there's a kill in the next few seconds, I'm going to take it. But as it stands, I'm not near my level 6. I'm just going to try and focus on my last hits. Currently 28 for 12 against 19 and 2. I do think he might go for the rune, so I leave it there so that I can actually walk up and contest it. I think if he goes for the rune, I push on his high ground to block him. But at this stage, he's not showing up, and so I'm pretty confident he's gone back to the jungle.
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
I don't know what happened there. I actually didn't get hooked, but I managed to get the rune, and I didn't get hooked. It was a bit weird, bit of a glitch. But now I've got Pudge mid. Pudge is level 3. I know I've got to watch his hooks. But I'm pretty confident in this. As long as I avoid his hooks at this point, I'm not even worried. It's also the reason why I've got the ward up now, so that I can see where he is. I've got good vision of him. I know what he's doing. As long as I stand between him and a creep, that is exactly what's going to happen. Every time he tries to hook me, he's just going to hook the creep. I'm very comfortable to sit in this lane. Pudge isn't going to get any XP. I'm going to deny everything. And so we've now got an IO in the jungle and a Pudge out of lane. That kind of gives me a little bit of space. I'm trying to bait a hook here from the Pudge. He's not going to do it. I don't want him to hook me on the tower, not yet, but I do want him to hook me. Just kind of, again, always keeping a creep between me and Pudge, so if he does hook, that's why you can see I'm on the opposite side to him. He wants to. He's gesturing. I even give him the chance to. I stand there like, hook me. I wasn't sure if that was a real Pudge or not. Okay, know the real one now. Get a few burning stacks on that. I'm thinking he's going to hook me. So again, the other thing as well, you've got to be careful, and if a good Pudge player will do this, if I hit that creep, he'll hook, and he'll hook so that the hook catches me through the creep as I kill it. So you've got to be careful. If there's a creep between you and a Pudge and you kill that creep, he's free to hook you. So you've got to make sure that you don't do that. I know the IO's back now. I'm going to back off. I don't really want to get involved in this. Remember, I'm not looking for a fight. At this point, I know Pudge is not that good because of the hooks that he's had. So I'm pretty confident. IO's been in the jungle. Pudge isn't that good. I even feel comfortable to be able to go and get a kill on the Pudge. What I didn't expect to happen was the IO to zap me and to overcharge me the way that he did and burst me down. I thought I was going to be a lot stronger than that. So that was a lesson for me against this IO, especially against this. I don't even know what creep that is. I can't even click on it. Oh, there we go. So, chain lightning. Initial damage 140. Harpy Stormcry releases a high voltage bolt of electricity at target enemy, dealing damage. The bolt jumps. Okay. So it's proc. So now I know that Pudge is here. I know I can go for another kill. The IO's here as well. So this time the team come in. I do get a kill. Go for the second kill. Unfortunately, at that stage I didn't have my armlet. I got it when I died, so I didn't have my armlet at that stage. So I was like, okay, couldn't toggle, but we almost got a kill. And now I'm a bit worried about this IO obviously catching back up. He's now level 8.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
And I'm trying to tell the Trent not to be mid, because I know that if he's mid, he's going to die, which is exactly what happens. You can see that coming. So now we've gone from an AFK IO in the jungle to triple kill. Well, killing spree. So I'm going to push this lane out. I'm not going to fight anymore. It's obviously getting closer to the 10-minute mark. I want to make sure I've got my Aegis. Pudge is still there trying to hook. So I'm just going to push the lane out, and then I'm going to go and smoke. And I'm going to go and do my Roche and try and do my 10-minute Roche. So now I'm in Roche. It is the 10 minutes. Got my boots. Boots are on their way out. Now you don't really want the courier going into the Roche pit. So one of the things with the courier, in an ideal world, that you want to make sure you're doing is queuing it up after you've finished roaching. What I did here is actually bad and I didn't realise it, but the courier coming out like that, I shouldn't have done that. But I'm so focused at the moment on getting the Roche, I'm not paying attention to anything else. And there we go. So we've got a 10-minute Roche. And now we're going to go back and do our mid-tower, which is exactly what we said in the guide. Do a Roche, mid-tower. Now, I've asked for my position forward to come and join me. He's busy. So I'm just going to go and take the tower on my own. Now, what's about to happen and what you're about to see here is actually a mistake on my part. I shouldn't have done this. So when this first happens, Io comes in. I'm very confident to kill Io that I jump on him. I've got my armlet. And I don't even think about killing him. Like, I don't think it's a problem killing him. I tried to do my armlet toggle. I don't know exactly what killed me there, but I popped my Aegis and I waited for Io to come back. Io comes back with Pudge. I didn't see that coming. I try and kill the Io. I've got the tower, the Pudge, and the Io, and I die. Completely waste an Aegis and don't get the tower. So this is a good example of, even though you have a good game plan, sometimes the execution of that isn't the way you want it to be. And right now, obviously, I'm frustrated. I've wasted an Aegis. I haven't done my tower push. I've just given Io another kill. And yeah, so not the best use of that advantage that I had. And as you can see from the last hits at this point, 12 minutes into the game, Io is actually starting to pull a lot further ahead than me. So now I've got a choice of two things to do. Either I go and jungle to catch back up, or I decide to push another lane. So I'm not going to take mid at the moment. I decide I'm going to take another lane instead. I ask my team once again to join me for a push. They're busy pushing bottom lane. I can see the specs bottom. I can see the IO's mid. And so at this point, I'm quite confident to go and push this tower. So my position 4 finally comes and joins me. And I'm trying to put additional pressure onto this tower now. I can see them pushing bottom. I can see Io's bottom. I did not expect to see Pudge there. I lost the courier. But again, a mistake for me to have the courier there. I jump on Pudge. Quite happy at this stage to be able to kill Pudge. Very lucky there that he does what he does with the creep. Managed to get the double kill, but unfortunately die again with the armlet toggle. So even if you practice your armlet toggling, there's still times and occasions when you're going to get it wrong. Best thing you need to do is look here and see if there are any ticks, anything on your screen that might possibly cause you, when you toggle, to die.
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up.
I'm trying to tell them not to chase. Typical problem that you'll see in this bracket.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
People will be chasing, they'll be trying to get kills when they shouldn't and overextend. Okay, so I'm losing my mid tower now, so obviously the whole plan that I had is not going according to plan, like the way I wanted it to. At this stage I decide to ask Trent to try and heal the tower. If he can heal the tower, we can keep it alive, and then I can push this mid tower. So now I'm going to stay mid,
Dire's top tower.
just to try and make sure that mid tower doesn't go. He is going to heal the tower up, and I'm going to push mid. I'm not going to go for the spec. In fact, when he pushes on me, I'm going to assume a Pudge is going to show up, and probably the IO as well. Now, I just want to take that tower.
Hope the Dire weren't
IO shows up.
mid tower.
I'm backing off. Okay, I'm quite happy here. I've got my armlet. I know the Pudge is going to go. I'm going to come completely out and disengage. I'm not going to fight into the blade mount. Okay, so I'm just going to sit on the back line for now. Make sure that I don't die again like I did before. And just come back to try and keep this tower alive. My only focus right now is just keeping this tower alive.
Radiant's top tower's hurt.
So even though there's a fight, I'm really hesitant. I don't want them to take the tower. I do come for the fight in the end. But at this point, Warlock's already dead. The reason I jump in, just to get the disable, keep everyone alive. And now we're healing up the mid tower. So this is kind of where I should have been 5 minutes ago. Mid tower down, rotate to top. The reason we want to do that is, one, it opens up the Roche space. So this whole area on the map that you see around here. I'm quite happy now, confident as well. I can kill the IO. I don't want to die, but I do, because look, I've got the urn on me. I know I can't toggle with the urn, so I completely disengage, wait for the urn to finish, toggle, jump back in, and I'm happy to jump back in again. Get the kill on the Pudge. But again, I had the urn on me. There was nothing I could do in that situation. The thing that actually killed me there was the retaliate. Burning spears on the retaliate. So if we swap over now, we look at the net worth.
Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
I've made enough space
The
for
Dire best
Wraith King,
do something about that bottom tower.
who is actually farming, even though PA is the carry. PA's having a really bad game at this point.
Business.
I can see that PA is having a really bad game, just purely by the items that she's got. I can see Wraith King's having a good game, so my focus from now on is kind of focusing on me and Wraith King, making sure that I enable the Wraith King as best as I can, and that I can make space. So I come bottom, decide to make some space for the PA, and try and help the PA get a kill. Push back with a disarm. I don't want to take the kill. I do end up getting it. Didn't want to. I wanted the PA to get it. But I want to make some space for the PA. And so to do that, I'm going to take this bottom tower. So normally I wouldn't take this tower. I'd take the top tower. But I can see that they're top. I know I've got space here. I can see the IO in the jungle. Quite happy to take that tower.
Dire just couldn't save that bottom
So even though
tower.
top would be the standard tower to take, it would be a mid to a top rotation. Sometimes you do have to adapt to the game. So the idea here is we want to be opening up Roche for the 20-minute mark. So if we can open up this area of the jungle and the map on the left-hand side, our triangle, their jungle, we're playing mid to left. That's where we want to be. It's kind of where PA should be farming right now. I broke the smoke. I didn't mean to. But I thought whilst I'm going to take these creeps. We do get a jump with the retaliate. I'm happy with that. I jumped straight in. I should have armlet toggled earlier. I didn't. I think I die here again. Yeah, I do. I died to the spec blade mount. And so points like that where you need to be able to disengage, kite them, wait for their blade mail to run out.
Radiant's mid tower's coming up.
I was pretty sure I was dead there anyway.
Radiant's toughened up their structures.
So when we consider the game so far, even though I'm having a bad game, I'm still level 17. Io's level 14. The nearest hero, aside from Io, is a level 13. So we've got a few levels ahead. Wraith King's ahead as well. I'm stronger than pretty much everyone at the moment, but that also means I don't want to die. The problem with this is having such a high net worth and high levels is that if I die, I'm feeling that advantage. So this is where you need to be careful in making sure you don't do that. So smoking up, going for another Roche. Not sure if it's up yet. No, it's around this time. Go in, see it's not up, but know that I can't have long because we got it at the 10-minute mark. So at the very least it's going to be showing up for the 20-minute mark. And rightly so, there it is.
Radiant's bottom tower's seen better days.
Now if you manage to do this and have good timing, you can get an 18-minute shard. You can even get sort of 16-minute shard if you're really lucky. I think shard right now on Husker is broken. The 50% regeneration reduction that it does, and the 40% movement slow also can be cast while it's disabled. Massive really. Definitely something that's important for me against the Centaur. So already have cheese, have ages, have S and Y made. 20 minutes into the game, we can now see the massive net worth lead that we have. So this is the stage where we really need to be making plays.
Fresh mate.
I can see them bottom. I TP straight into bottom. I'm going to jump onto this punch, get rid of him, take him out of the fight. Unfortunately, I get burst down, stunned, and I don't get to pop my cheese. I tried to, I don't get to. Io gets out. They completely disengage from the fight because I'm there. And unfortunately, it's a wasted ages. But at the same time, we did manage to get a couple of kills out of it. So not ideal, definitely not ideal. The IO is making a bit of a nuisance for himself. So I decide that the next item that I need to get is Satanic. And I'm going to go straight for my Reaver. And I'm pretty sure that as soon as I've got the Reaver, none of them are going to be able to touch me.
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
So I'm putting pressure now on. They've pretty much just had a fight and used everything they had. So I'm confident and comfortable at this stage. They don't have anything up at the moment. They don't have Haunt. Io's already relocated. And so right now I can take this tower. I'm not worried if any of them jump on me. I don't really mind. So I jump on the Pudge. Kill the Pudge. I can see the problem there. I see the spec come in. The spec does come in. So I straight away pop the cheese to keep myself alive. Kill the spec off. And at this stage, they're not killing me. Io decides to come in. I just disengage a little bit, get away from him, and then I'm onto the Io as well. I know that he wants to fight. I can see him. It's good. I just wanted to make a little bit of distance between me and the tower so that when he does this, I can jump. And at this point, I know that he's dead. There's not really much he can do at this stage. I know he's dead. I can take the Warlock's Golems, take all the creeps, all 5 are dead, I can take the tier 2 tower. So this is what I'm saying about getting this early advantage. If you have 2 Roches, if you have the Shard, now I've got the Reaver as well, so not only have I just got a triple kill on them, taking out their carry, their mid laner, and one of their supports, I also managed to get my next item. I hit another power spike, and right now I've got almost 4k HP, I'm reducing all of their healing by 50%, and I've got my armlet. As well as that, my S and Y is giving me the 30% amp for the HP regen, and a 25% status resistance. So I'm pretty confident and comfortable now that they can't kill me. Unless I really mess up and 5 of them jump me into a pudge ult, or I get caught up in a warlock stun, I'm pretty confident I can't die. So take the tier 2. I do consider pushing high ground here, but I can see them. I TP in. I want to go for this fight. Any opportunity now for a fight, I want to take it. So it's an easy kill onto the centaur now. Again, that inner fire. Being available, I do go for the kill on the IO, but I just can't quite catch him. Clear the creeps. I almost got him, just missed him, and at that point, just making them waste time. We see the spec. Oh.
Dire's top tower, you know the drill.
Decide that we want to try and go for a kill on the spec. I can hear that he's just popped blade mail. They're all going to jump on me instead. I've got satanic now, so pop satanic, kill the pudge, and the spec's here. So I can jump on the spec as well. The spec's now dead. At this point, we're happy now to kill all of them. Alright, I know that IO has to come back. I'm just going to wait for him. He's not going to bring the pudge back with him this time like he did before. He might bring the centaur back, but I've got my satanic ready, so I'll just get rid of the creeps. Pounce over. I do pop my satanic, get the kill on the IO, get the centaur, and it's pretty much GG. Pop the inner fire. And that's an 11k lead. With a pretty much 10k lead on mid. I'm level 24. When you consider the nearest hero level is 16, which is an IO. Our 4 heroes are now on top. We've made so much space. We have 8 levels between me and the next hero on the enemy team. I don't know about last hit synchronized anymore. I mean, IO's still up top there. I stopped farming. But it doesn't matter anymore because I'm farming heroes instead. So we take ranks. And I'm thinking that they're going to give up here and the game's over. But we disengage. They still want to defend, so I see the spec there and I think, do you know what, I respect that. We're going to go back and take the tier 2 instead. Take the shrine. Take the 3rd Roche. And then we'll push to win the game. So I know we've pretty much got another 10 minutes in this game before we need to end. I would normally say about 30 minutes, but I know how bad the specs game's been. So I know that he's under farm, so I'm not that worried about him catching me at this point. He's only got 10k net worth. I mean, obviously I don't know that at this time, but I know that he's behind. Which is why I'm not rushing to finish as soon as possible. Rotate round to the top lane, take the camps away, keep farming. I'm now going for a Heart of Tarask as well as a Satanic, which you might think is a bit overkill. But I'm already unkillable at this point. A BKB might have been a good option for me, but they've got no major stuns. If there was obviously a Lion, a Shadow Shaman, anything like that, I would have gone for a BKB. But at this stage, I just need to sustain. And so for me, a Heart just gives me that extra strength that I need. It's on its way out. And I'm thinking to end the game, that's just the best item for me for now.
Radiant's mid tower could use a hand. Radiant structures must have been fortified. Dire's top tower's getting beat down. Radiant's mid tower's getting.
So now I've got my Heart. I'm not worried in the slightest. They all jump on me. I literally get all of them. Pop my Satanic, full health. The reason I pop my Satanic at the start of the fight is so the cooldown's done, so I can probably use it twice in a fight. I like to use the Satanic at the start of the fight and at the end if I can. I disengage just for a second, just while my Satanic's on cooldown. I can see we've had a buyback on the Pudge. Yep, and at this point, they already know it. I'm unkillable. Pudge does jump in, bless him, he has a go. But again, there's nothing they can do. They just decide to disengage, and I just go straight back to the tower. I'm not trying to fountain farm, I'm not trying to dive, I'm not trying to do anything to showboat at this stage. If they show up, I'll fight and kill them. Just want to try and get the spec.
Let's just say it's a winning.
She does go down, I've got the Satanic again.
Seriously, I lost count. 2 down. The Dire might want
And that's
to
it.
find their top tower.
They're in the base, they're not coming out. They've used their buybacks. We can end the game. So even with mistakes, there is some lenience with this strategy. Husker's very broken at the moment in 7.29. His armlet got a buff. He got a buff. Satanic got a buff. There's so many good things for this hero in this game that if you play him like this, especially in the 1 to 2k bracket, you'll win most games like this. Even if your PA has a bad game, he'll catch up. Even if the rest of your team have a bad game, you can pretty much solo this game. Like you saw me at that point at the end for the top. They all jumped on me. I was on my own. They couldn't kill me. So you have to be in a position where you can 1v5 in this game. And the best way to do that is with 3 Roches. We could have gone for the 3rd Roche, we didn't need to. And hopefully your team will just decide to join you. And that's it, that's a 30-minute game. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching. GG.